I just filmed 20 minutes worth of a video. Mind you, half of it I was not actually talking about what I was actually going to talk about. I was very upset, but I'm also not upset at the same time because I needed to remake the video. Hi guys, this is my entry for the Pride Palace YouTube channel, and I hope you like me. My name is Annabelle Thompson. I go by Belle. My pronouns are they, them. I am non-binary, technically demi-boy, but I don't really go by that label. I just go by non-binary. I am pansexual and polyamorous relationship. I am in a very, very happy relationship right now. Coming out to my mom was actually the easiest thing I'd probably ever done. I was really out online very easily. I didn't really have to come out. I was just kind of already out, but I was never out to my family or anybody in my family, or not really any of my close friends. I didn't really have any when I was in middle school or anything. I'm a junior in high school, United States, California. Bleh. Bleh, bleh. My partner lives in Massachusetts and my dad lives in Iowa. I visit my dad. Oh, coming out to my mom again was very, very easy. She was very accepting about everything. It kind of took time to come out for each thing. First one, which was pansexual, was very easy to come out. In fact, the second I came out, I asked for a flag, and that flag is back there. I also have a non-binary flag there, and I have a poly one on my ceiling, and I have this one. These ones were me coming out later on. So next, I kind of came out as poly, but my mom didn't really think I was poly because of the way I acted during certain relationships. I was in a relationship with, let's just call her J, and then let's call him G. We were all in a relationship together, not good relationship. Story time later, comment below if you want a story time. So I had kept this relationship a secret from my mom for a while because I didn't know how she would react to, one, me having a girl who was sleeping over, who was also my partner, be sleeping at the house. I didn't think she would be comfortable with that because she's like, oh well, if you like boys, you can't have boys sleeping over, blah 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 blah. That whole thing has actually changed. She does not give an absolute fuck anymore. My mom had asked me multiple times if I was dating this girl, and I was just like, oh, no, oh my gosh, how could I? But obviously I was dating her. But later it came out to her and she was like, I don't really like that you lied to me, but I mean, it makes sense. And then, so that was easy, but she didn't really think I was poly because of the way I reacted during that relationship. Coming out to her as non-binary was also decently easy. It was a little bit more complicated than the other two, but after dating another partner, that's when I knew that I was full-on polyamorous, and I was completely okay with being polyamorous and having multiple partners, or one partner who is dating multiple people. That is completely okay. I have a partner who is also dating somebody else who I have a crush on, who also knows that I have a crush on her. Coming out as non-binary was right after I had gotten out of a relationship, like a 9-month relationship with G. I mentioned him earlier. It was a few days into me dating my partner J, and I really wanted a binder, not even necessarily because I was non-binary, but part of it was also dysmorphia. It had been very sexualized for my breast area. I asked for a binder, and she ordered me one. She also ordered my best friend one, So coming out to my mom was easy. I didn't really have to come out. I basically just asked for a binder and said, hey, call me they. I wasn't really out as he necessarily, but... So coming out to my dad was also easy. If I can find the screenshots, they will be put here while I'm talking. He was more just, yeah, okay, that's cool. He said he would have trouble with the they, he thing, and I said, whatever is easier for you, just try not to call me a girl. And so he tries his best. Like, his nickname for me my whole life was baby girl because he's my dad. He tries not to say that anymore, and I don't get mad at people for messing up my pronouns. I mean, I of course get dysphoric because it's just how that works, but yeah. My dad asked some questions when I visited him in Iowa, but other than that, it was fine. I came out to my grandma Angela a little bit before I went to Iowa with my dad. She was very just, oh, okay, cool, I'll call you that then. I'm very lucky to have mostly an accepting family. I just recently, as in a few days ago, came out to the rest of my family. Like, I mean, my extended family I don't really have to come out to, I came out to my uncle first. Basically what I did is I asked him, it was really late, and I asked him if we could go out and get coffee because he is legally a counselor. So I went, hey, if you have time, can we get some coffee? Because I didn't know if he was off and he was at work, he could just pick me up afterwards. So he said, yeah, I can totally do that. It'd be closer to 9 though. So I waited. I was hanging out with my mom and on the phone with my partner, and then he picked me up. We went and we grabbed coffee. I explained it came out, and then he asked if I had a name change, and I said no because I don't. I just don't really care at the moment. I haven't really thought of anything. He was pretty much okay with it. Just went, okay, cool, nice. He did say that it was very brave of me to do that. And then I mentioned that he could tell his wife, Hillary, my aunt, and I really didn't want to have to go through the process of coming out again, even though I already had to do it, and I had to do it to my religious grandparents. A few days later, had to go to a dinner, a family dinner. So on the way, I probably should have waited until on the way home, but on the way to this dinner, I'm just like, yo, I got something I want to talk about. And so I explain. My grandpa just says, okay, cool, nice. Can I still call you Belle? My grandma, literally no response, which really upset me at first. It also got me really nervous, because she's the most religious one out of the family. Like, the family isn't really religious. It's more of just my grandma is religious. My grandpa was very accepting. He didn't, like, it's not that he didn't care, it was just like, oh, okay, nice. Later on, a few minutes, like about a half an hour later, we were sitting in the house talking about our trip because we're going to Fort Bragg in a week. I came out to them. My grandpa actually wanted to tell me more, and he wanted to make sure that I knew that I was accepted, which I really much appreciate. He didn't end up physically telling me himself because he had ended up forgetting it in the car, but my mom told me what he said, so. But my grandma came up to me, she hugged me, even though everybody knows that I don't really like to be touched. I'm big on not liking to be touched unless it's certain people that I trust very, very deeply, like my partner and my mother. She comes up to me, she wraps her arm around my shoulder, she kind of whispers and kind of just talks, and she goes, I'll try my absolute hardest, even though I don't believe it. All I wanted to hear is that she would try and that she accepts me. I know that I probably shouldn't complain because I do have very accepting family for what I do have. I never talk to that family. Like, I talk to them, but I don't talk about who I am at this point because they just make fun or don't listen to the things I like or judge the things I like. Like, when I first started YouTube, my god, they literally wouldn't even subscribe to the channel, and they were yelling at my mom that I shouldn't have it. Yes, the internet is dangerous, but you have to be very committed, especially if you're gonna do something like stalk somebody for 6 months. It's not that easy to just stalk somebody for 6 months online, because if you're FaceTiming with somebody practically 24/7, you can't really fake that very easily. Kind of upset with the way she said that because it's not a belief, it's who I am. It's not a belief. I don't believe I'm like this. I am like this. I've always been like this. I just didn't know it. I went to a health class. It is scientifically proven that I do not have to identify as my given gender. You don't have to be fully trans. You could be just female to non-binary mask. It's something like that. And say you were to take hormones for it, your brain and your body will function better with those hormones than with your original hormones. That has been proven. I took a health class and I learned that. I don't. So I wanted to say that to her face and be like, it's scientifically proven that that's not a belief. And then later on in the night, my aunt texted me and told me that she was proud of me for being able to come out, and that she was proud of me for overcoming something like that. Everybody knows why I slouch. So, but my grandma is very not calling me a they or a he.